Welcome back, everybody. My name is All Fun and Games. I stream every day on Twitch TV. Here we go with another game that a lot of people have been talking about, VRising. If you haven't had a chance to try VRising, it's a great game that involves kind of multiple different styles of gameplay. Not only do you feel like you're getting a little bit of Diablo, a little bit of WoW, but you also feel like you're getting a little bit of Valheim. For me anyways, when I was playing Valheim, I really liked the game. I just found that it was very slow. And I did like Valheim nonetheless, but as time went on, I did find that combat systems was getting a little lackluster, and it just didn't really intrigue me anymore. I got lucky enough that somebody from my community actually purchased me this game and said, come on in and join us. And honestly, since I started playing, it's just been such an amazing gameplay. It makes you feel like you basically want to do everything start to finish. I haven't felt like I wanted to progress any quicker than normal, and it almost feels like you're down a path that's going to lead you to some pretty amazing stuff. The game actually has a lot of content that gets kind of shoved into your face all at once, and you realize how in depth it can really go. When you start out and look at the map, you realize how large it is and how small of an area you're actually stuck in right away. So as time goes on, I really hope that I'm able to do more and more of these videos. But nonetheless, let's start off with the easiest thing to kind of learn, and that's different blood types. When it comes to learning how to play VRising, there's so many different things to learn, so I'm going to try to make multiple different videos. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments down below. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video as well. But also, just understand that we're kind of learning here together. The game is so new that things could potentially change. We are playing on a dedicated server, so of course multiple different things can happen all at the same time. But let's get started. So as you venture out into VRising, there's multiple different things that you're going to come across. Whether it's bandits, whether it's animals, whether, it might just be pretty much anything. The thing to know is when it comes to blood types, you're looking for something that's going to have a really good blood type. So for example, if you go over to some of these guys over here, you're going to see that they have a percentage sign under their name. It says Rogue 49%, okay? So as we decide to kill this rogue and we use its blood, it's going to say 49%. So now that we've drained the blood, let me kill this guy real quick just to showcase exactly what I mean. And this rogue there, I don't know if you had a chance to spot it or not, showed 1% over top of its name. So now if we click on our blood pool, it's going to tell us that we have all these perks. So you have perk 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you complete number 1, it says 10 to 20% chance to critical strike on weapon attacks. It says you have an 8 to 15% movement speed. And then it says that you can slowly unlock further down the road. But that is just the blood quality. You also have the chance of obviously upping that depending on what you're attacking to completely unlock everything. And of course, as you go down and you start using and basically sucking any blood of anything that's around here. For example, there's a wolf right here. If I go to this wolf, which I'm not going to attack just because he's attacking somebody else, you can tell the percentage just by obviously hovering over it, and it still tells you the rest. Now, the blood quality will change. Also, it'll actually show you how pure it is just by looking at the actual clarity of the blood. So there was a boss that I was fighting before, and at the very end, it was more of like a mini boss, but the blood purity was 100%, and the blood was like bright red. So I unlocked all the different perks. So of course, if you go over to something smaller and something that does not necessarily is going to get you like a decent amount, for example, if it's just like a rogue, or if it's just a bandit, or if it's just a farmer, or if you're just attacking a regular wolf, you're not going to get anything too good. But that being said, if you obviously come across something that's a little bit higher end, like I said, a mini boss or something, you can go ahead and use better blood. And yeah, it just unlocks different perks. So it's a huge bonus, and it's kind of hard to understand right off the bat, but just know that pretty much what you're going to be doing is you're going to be upping the amount of little perks that you unlock. And of course, it boosts all above effects by 30%. So when you have pure 100% blood, for example, if you're going to be fighting something pretty strong for that, it's not going to be something pretty weak. You're going to know that you want to make sure that when you do get that blood, you don't necessarily let it go to waste. You might be wanting to do that, and then at that said time, go out there and fight something, a lot better. So I'll just showcase by going to like something small. Here, let's go to this little worker over here, and it says 1%. So as soon as I go in and I do this, it's going to change everything here. And now I've mixed the blood with all that, and now I'm at 1% blood quality, which unfortunately brings me at the smallest skill tree. So just keep track of blood quality. It's usually labeled right underneath the actual person. There is unknown stats, so you might come across a character in the game that obviously is a little too high level of you for if you're going to be fighting it, and it might actually not show you the percentage. So that being said, you won't really know until you start fighting it, and then at that point you're going to realize, okay, it's the said quality after the fact. But you can definitely tell that this blood has a darker hue to it, so it's a lot less of what you're looking for. And this is an alpha wolf. So I'm going to showcase, this is probably one of the earliest little onsets of a little mini boss that you're going to fight. And as time goes on, you're going to probably fight the alpha wolf numerous times because it's just going to be sitting there in the forest. Now, as I get it down to the very least, it's going to give me the option to extract the blood. And when I do, you're going to see something here that is exactly what I was referring to a minute ago. So when you do that, it actually doesn't take the blood from the actual animal, and that's because that is a part of your boss list. So you're not actually receiving the blood when you do that. It doesn't actually affect that at all. So things like that are not actually going to have any blood quality whatsoever. It's just going to give you an effect. It's also going to give you an ability when you get back to your main castle after that. So let's save that for another video, but just want to showcase that some bosses don't actually give you any blood when you do that. So just keep that in mind. If you have to hold F ever, that is basically referring to the fact that you're going to be unlocking something on your skill tree that involves getting different skills. Well, if you click on J, basically the killing the wolf gives us the ability to transform into a wolf form, and that's exactly why it doesn't give us anything, because when you're holding F, it's actually giving you a new ability or a new skill or stuff like that, but it's not actually letting us take the blood. So yeah, there you go. So that's blood quality. So make sure that when you're killing something, if you want to get better blood, if you want to have better bonuses, that you're going to want to get yourself a better blood percentage, and that will be labeled underneath the creature or underneath the actual character name that you're fighting. I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching.